Hello and welcome to the Messages and Methods Livecast Live 2.0 live stream podcast hosted by Encore entrepreneurs Shelley, Carney, and Toby Younis. We inspire excitement for content creation and marketing your brand and business while answering all your technology and digital marketing questions. Join us as we interview experts who share their knowledge and experience to provide actionable tips to land more clients, nurture leads, and position yourself as an expert in your industry. Chat with Shelley and Toby live every Wednesday on YouTube or Facebook. Hello, and it is Wednesday, and I am here for Messages and Methods. I'm your host, Shelley Carney.
Great to have you back, host Shelley Carney.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For at least a while, huh?
For a little while.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. I'd appreciate it if tonight, before you leave us, you like our video. YouTube likes it when you like our video. Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, the entirety of your social networks so that we can continue to grow the channel. Finally, if you are already not a subscriber, this would be the ideal time to subscribe. And that way, every time we schedule a live stream or start a live stream, you'll be immediately informed and, as a result, in the know. Now, usually at this point, I start giving you the super chat light is lit thing. But I'm going to ask you a favor tonight. I'm going to tell you more about it when we start our presentation. Instead of giving us super chat today, we would appreciate it if you would go to paypal.me/agypsieskiss and make your super chat donation there. It's not a complaint over what what YouTube takes or anything. We just have a special project that we're going to undertake, and I'm going to show you about it a little bit more once we start our presentation, okay? So just keep that in mind, and you'll see it in the scroll, in the crawl below. It's paypal.me/agypsieskiss, and I will explain why in just a minute. Okay, boss, where are we going?
Well, let's get started on the presentation. Today, We're talking about email, why you should use it, and how to use it.
I don't like that layout. I like this layout.
There we go. Email marketing, why and how with Shelley, Carney, and Toby Younis.
That's us. That's our emojis, our bitmojis.
Yeah, bitmojis.
Shelley has the cutest bitmoji. I tell her to let me know when she gets home at night, and she always sends me one of these bitmojis, and they're just cute.
So about our new project.
Okay. So I'm going to tell this, all right?
All right, yes. Thank you.
All right. So as you know, Shelley has been visiting with her mom over the past week or so, a little bit longer, because her mom had a stroke about 3 weeks ago, and she's through hospitalization. She is in rehabilitation right now, and I want to show you a little video of what she's having to go through. So I'm going to hide this, and I'm going to hide, I guess I don't have to hide that, but I'm going to hide us. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to hide us. All right. Give me a second. Okay. So let me remove that, and then hide us, and I'll play the video. All right.
Again. Step. Good.
She's leaning too much in the
I
side.
know, but we have to do what we can to get her moving.
Okay.
So I'm trying to control the knee and her at the same
I
time.
see.
Lean, step. Good. Step. Good. And let's rest. Only because I'm getting tired.
So that is a short video of Shelley's mom in rehab. And as you can see, it's very difficult for her. She lost the use basically of the left side of her body. Her arm, as you can see, was in a sling, and they're doing that in order to keep it out of the way while the rehab specialist is helping her. He's an ex-Marine, and
he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, and he's doing a really
sees her
really
just about every day, Monday through Friday.
good job with her. And so what we've decided to do, so I'm going to give you the short version of the story. If you'd like to know more about it, we'll tell you more. The short version of the story is Shelley has decided that there's a lot of stress on her brother who lives in Chandler, and her husband, Rick. who's Shelley's stepfather. And because it is very stressful, they're having to basically move her around to do everything from getting out of bed to going to the bathroom to getting her back in the bed, etc. So what Shelley has decided to do is she wants to go back and she's going to stay with her mother for at least a month and will be processing from there. But her mother at this point doesn't have internet service, no wireless service in the house, and no technology. So what we decided to do was her brother and her stepfather, Rick, are going to take responsibility for getting internet and wireless service into the house. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy a setup because they have no technology. They have a laptop that they don't use. We're going to buy a setup that accomplishes two things. Number one, it enables Shelley to participate in our programming while she's spending that month, maybe more, with her mother, helping her in the recovery. And as I said, you guys didn't see any of it, but I had to talk to, I talked to Shelley every night, and she was in tears over the effort that the family was having to put into this, right? Because it was very difficult. This is the first kind of thing that they've had to deal with in the family. So what we're going to do is build a setup. We know how to do studios. We're going to build a small setup and put it in the spare bedroom where Shelley is going to be staying. That gives her the opportunity to participate in our shows. Now, it's not just for that, because that would be very selfish. The second thing that we're going to do is while Shelley is there, she's going to show Rick and her mom how to use the technology so that they can stay in touch via video communications, telecommunications, video conferencing, Zoom, things like that, so that they always have a way to reach out to Shelley, and mom can reach out to the other children who are all technically savvy and make sure they're, other family members like Shelley's brother Kurt, the older of the two siblings, lives there, but he doesn't live in that house. He lives, nearby. But it'd be great if they had this kind of communication so that they could check in on her every day, so that Shelley could check in on her whenever she needed to.
If she's ever going to have appointments through video
Right.
conference.
So that was the other thing that Shelley made a point, is the people that she's working with in terms of her rehab are very modern and up to date, so they can make appointments for her and visit with her and see how she's doing via telecommunications. She doesn't have that capability. Now, I want to make a point here. We can afford to do this. We can afford to make the investment. We're actually going to go out there, do the installation, things like that. We are asking for a contribution, not because we can't do it, but we would rather have a contribution than you give us a super chat. So if you're thinking about giving us a super chat, we would appreciate it. Rather than giving us a super chat, you'd make a donation to this project. And again, whether you donate or not, this project is going to get done. But if I had a choice between giving super chat, which YouTube takes 30% of, and just sending it to our PayPal account, it would be better if we had any super chat go to our PayPal account, because they don't take any money out of it. So for the next couple of weeks or so, as we're building this out, if you think about giving a super chat, we would really appreciate it if instead you'd send it to paypal.me/agypsyskiss. That's our PayPal account. They don't take anything out of it. And that way, rather than getting a super chat that YouTube is going to take 30% of, this way we can apply all that money to the project. So we're going to start ordering stuff tonight after our late show. And we're probably going to have it shipped directly to their house. They still have to get the internet installed, but once that happens, we're all going to go out there, probably fly rather than drive. We're going to do the installation, and then Kevin and I are going to be coming back, and Shelley's just going to stay there with her mom. So we appreciate anything like that to which you'd like to contribute. Okay, did I miss anything?
No, just basically, if everything that you give will go to this project of setting up the video communications in my mom's home. So, and then they'll have that computer there when I leave, so that they can continue to do appointments by the computer with any doctors or therapists that she needs to see. And that would save her having to be physically moved into a vehicle to go to her appointments and that sort of thing.
And Shelley's very good. I mean, she knows all this equipment. As a professional, she knows how it works and what needs to be done. And she's very good at documenting processes. So in addition to teaching her, she can leave behind a book, that tells her mom what specifically to do. So Jim in Ohio, we have, is that Rick? Who's in Cincinnati? Is it Rick or Jim?
Rick Plank.
Rick Plank.
Cincinnati.
I need to contact him. So if you're one of our friends I have another favor to ask. I shouldn't. If you're one of our friends from Cincinnati, as you are probably mostly aware, they're going to be the Hinman Auctions has an auction schedule for June 9th for Forest Fen's Lifetime Collection. It's a beautiful collection. If you haven't been there to visit, go see it. It's an amazing collection. And they're selling things, but they have some things, some Spanish colonial artifacts and some artifacts from San Lazaro that I would like to bid on. The problem is they don't do shipping. So what I'd like to find is one of our friends in Cincinnati that could arrange to pick it up and ship it out to me. And I will reimburse you all the costs of time and money and packaging, etc. Because apparently they don't do anything. You got to pick it up within 30 days. And my option was to fly out there and pick it up or have one of their people do it. And I would prefer to have one of my friends do it. So if you live in Cincinnati and you'd like to help, let me know and reach out to me. Send me an email to send me a text to our text number, 505-750-2744. And I'll reach out to you and we can talk and see if you're interested. Okay. Bueno.
Now for our presentation.
Off to the presentation.
So guys, if you were waiting for us to talk to Dan Barbarisi, that's going to happen at 7 o'clock. So this is our early show, which is Messages and Methods, and we're talking about email marketing today. So what is email marketing? That's when we send emails out to our list so that we can make customers aware of new products, discounts, and other services. Specifically for us, we talk about the shows that are coming up for the week and what happened last week so that you can catch up with everything when you read the email. You can educate your audience. That's kind of what we try to do when we put in different articles about what's going on in content marketing. And you can keep people engaged between purchases. You want to make sure that you continue to email people frequently and build that relationship with them. Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to see if you were done. I don't think I have anything to add to this one. I think the best point you can make about this, what you said at the beginning, is it's a way to interact with your customers without being terribly intrusive. You don't have to call them. You don't have to do, a lot of other things in order for them to take advantage of building out your relationship. And that's, as usual, when it comes to content marketing, when it comes to you being online, this is one of the easy ways to do it if you know what to do and how to do it. Shelley and I have an agreement now that she usually writes them. She's a much better writer than I am. But what's great about what she does is at the end of each email, she has a number of references to videos and blog posts and things like that inform our audience other than stuff about us. This is where they can go and learn about email marketing, for example. In addition, we always publish at least maybe one baby picture a week, but depends what's happening in the
If you like baby pictures, make sure you subscribe.
We got baby pictures.
So who should be doing email marketing? Who should be using this kind of a service? All small business owners need to be using this service to keep in contact with their customers and potential customers. All content entrepreneurs, such as us, you need to keep in contact with people in a way that is in addition to your videos or blogs or podcasts. Keep in touch with them through email, because that way they are reminded that you have videos, podcasts, and blogs for them to go look at. And thought leaders, in order to build your community, And as a leader, it's important to communicate with people frequently, and email is a great way to do that. And social media influencers. So social media is great for a way to connect with people intermittently, and sometimes you get the same people coming back all the time, and sometimes not. And of course, you could have a group, and we've heard people tell us they have a group of 30,000 people on Facebook, and they'll put up a post and only 15 people will see it. And so social media isn't always the best way to communicate with people, because you can't count on them showing your content to everybody. You need to make sure you have people on your email list so that you can keep that communication available to them.
So it's generally assumed that if you call yourself a social media influencer, that you have, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of subscribers to whatever you're using to socially influence. But that's not necessarily true. Anybody can have an impact. If you're a small business and you have 2,000 people watching your Instagram account, and a wonderful example of this is a bakery that's both in Taos and Santa Fe, and it's called Weil Levin Bakery. And all they do on Instagram is they post photos of the great stuff that most wonderful baguettes. They do a lot of sourdough things, but they post pictures of them working, sometimes videos of them working, sometimes just the latest product. Sometimes it's them packed, because they'll send you products. They'll box them up and send them to you if you want. But I noticed that they get a lot of views on the images or videos that they post on Instagram. So that's social. That's social media influencing. So anybody can be a social media influencer depending on your platform, whether it's YouTube and you have all the necessary technology, or it's Instagram and all you're doing is taking pictures with your cell phone. I belong to a really wonderful group called Replica Surfaces. And a lot of the photos that I posted over the past several months have come from me shooting with Replica Surfaces, but I also post them to the Facebook group. And somebody just recently asked everybody share your Instagram account, and they have 14,000 members, and I don't know, half of them posted their Instagram accounts, and they did half of those are businesses. They could be selling candles or jewelry, or their bakeries, or what do they call it? Chefs, charcuterie. There's this one woman, her living is making charcuterie boards. And so she posts these images on Instagrams of the one she creates. And I think to myself, man, the next time I do one, I'm just going to call her, although she lives in Portland, Oregon. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is you can start engaging with your customers with other than the pictures, the customers that are looking at your pictures with other than the pictures, by sending a weekly email with your favorite recipes or your favorite place to buy the elements to create your charcuterie board. So it's an information tool. It's a way to get information about you and what you're doing to your client base in a relatively simple manner.
Why should we do email marketing? Well, building relationships, as you can see Toby thinking about it. Relationship goals there. To provide a direct channel of communication with prospects and customers. Again, it beats social media every time, because it's going directly to that person's inbox. You want to build a relationship with them by sending them content at least once a week, so they remember who you are, you stay top of mind, and they know what you do, because they take a look at those emails and they see what you do. And every now and then you might make a sale, because you email these people and you let them know about your offers and promotions and what things are available for them to buy from you. So that's why you want to do email marketing.
So I've noticed some other folks are not confused necessarily, but they didn't know that we wouldn't be speaking to Dan Barbarisi until our 7:00 show this evening. So same channel, just at 7:00. That's when we're going to do our interview with Dan. So please come back. Stay for this if you want to learn about email marketing, but make sure you do come back with our interview with Dan, because I think it's going to be a darned interesting interview.
And when should we do our email marketing? Well, start your list on day one of your business. The day you start making content, the day you start uh, opening up your social media accounts, the day you start doing any kind of a business, making offers online, start your email list. Start it with a lead magnet. Put out something that is simple and easy for people to consume. People love infographics, checklists, things of that nature. So create your lead magnet, put it up there, and start your list on day one. And then once people have opted in and gotten their free download, then you want to have an onboarding series, which is usually about 3 emails sent the second day, third day, and fourth day after they sign up and get your download. And sometimes you might ask them, did you get your free download? Do you have any problems? Do you have anything I can help you with? And then you might offer them some other value. You can give them more information. You can direct them to your other content, your blog, your podcasts or videos. And just in that onboarding series, they're getting to know you and what it is that you do. We also recommend sending out a weekly newsletter with all of that same kind of information that tells them what's going on in your world and what they can look forward to, and make announcements. If you have a special announcement, you don't have to wait for your newsletter. You can just do it that day and say, we're having a new promotion and here's what it's all about. And of course, promotions. So if you have a new offer, a new book, a new podcast you just started, something like that, those promotions are great to share on your email.
So I have a friend, a gentleman that has a business up the street between Shelley and I on 528, and he does lawnmowers. He sells and services lawnmowers. And a couple of weeks ago, he and I were talking, and he was asking me what I do. We're just having a conversation. I explained to him, and he said, "So how do you feel about email lists?" And I said, "I love email lists." And he says, he asked, and he was very sincere about what he was doing. He asked, how do you get people to sign up for email list? And it varies, right? So we develop content. Our product is content. It's not servicing lawnmowers. So it might be more difficult for someone who's doing actual physical products than somebody like us who has a lot of digital content to begin with. But I explained to him that for people like him, small businesses that are selling products and services, but they're doing it from a brick and mortar location. I don't call them email lists. I tell them, ask your customers to sign up for your coupon list. And they'll have to ask a question. What do you mean coupon? You say once a week, we send out a discount coupon for our services or our products, depending on the time of the season, et cetera. And that way, you're not calling it an email list, which people may or may not have a negative reaction to. But who doesn't want to sign up for discounts and coupons, right? So it's a lot easier to present to that. And he looked up longingly at the sky and he said, "Man, I could have been doing that for the past 10 years, because he's got an email list with no people on his email list because he was not ashamed. He was, what's the word? Like he didn't have the.
Well, he's also in a difficult position because it's a jump from
Right.
in person to go on your computer and sign up. So there's, that what you just said is good, but maybe he could also have a sign up sheet, that he could.
No, that's what I told
have
him.
it on his tablet, because I know there's apps on your tablet where people
you can
can
just
sign
touch
up
it.
right there.
Yeah. He had a clipboard that was sitting on his counter with name, first name, last name, email address.
Mm-hmm.
And it had one signature on it. And he said, that was one of my guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, change it to coupon and discount list.
Right.
And that way they don't know that they're getting an email, but it's a lot more interesting when you think you're going to get a coupon or a discount offer on maintenance, because I don't know about you guys with your lawnmowers. If you don't do a lot of your own maintenance and you take it in, the price over the past, 15 years, it used to be like full service, $25. Now it's full service, $130. $129.95. So why not? You're going to have to use these guys eventually. And I do. I mean, I don't want to, I would love to do my own lawnmower maintenance, but I'd rather trust somebody else to do it correctly. So, okay. By the way, I jumped on you because I accidentally hit my space bar. So you may not have noticed it.
Which email marketing app should you get? Well, there are a lot of them out there. So it can be quite the guessing game. Do I want this one? Do I want that one? Some of them have a free level. Should I start with one and then work my way up? Well, they're all very similar. So it doesn't really make a huge difference which one you start with, but think ahead. Do you want to be subscribing to this and paying a subscription fee every month? Or is the free level going to be enough for you that you're never going to need to upgrade? What we do is we prefer to own rather than rent. So we purchased an app instead of doing a subscription.
Yeah. I mean, we've made that decision more than once. It's just easier for us, easier and less expensive to purchase the app. So can I go to demo or do we have it? Wait,
Next.
I think I even have
That's the next one.
There we
You
go.
So we recommend AppSumo. As we talked about last week, appsumo.com, you can purchase applications, and they're really good about having applications on there that are similar to things that you have to pay a subscription fee for. And these you can buy instead of rent.
We today, Shelley and I were talking about our forums tool, and it's one that we pay a monthly subscription for. And I thought, let's look one up on AppSumo. They found a replacement, and in the title it said perfect replacement for JotForm. And it's a one-time fee, which will be in 5 months. It will all have paid the fee via subscription. So it's an easy decision for us.
So what we chose was SendFox.
All right, let's go to demo. All right.
SendFox is a AppSumo original, which means it's a product that AppSumo created.
Right. Before I do that, since I'm going to be on this screen over here, I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. Number one, if you want to register for a free 1-hour video conference on any topic that we deal with, setting up your studio, live streaming, publishing your book, et cetera, if you would go to calendar.agkmedia.studio. That will take you directly to our calendar, and you can see the dates and times. It's a 1-hour. You can click on a date, for example, if you want to meet us on the 26th. It'll show you the available times, and it sends us an email letting us know that you scheduled, provides you some additional information. But it also sends you an email letting you know that we got your notification of the calendar setting. In addition to that, because she mentioned it, we also have people who want to be guests on Messages and Methods, this show here. If you'd like to be a guest on Messages and Methods, go to journey.agkmedia.studio, and that will bring you to this calendar. You can see it looks sparse because we only have shows on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. But it schedules up to 60 days out, so you can schedule into July, and then it advances by 60 days each week. So we want to make sure that everybody can get there. So that's journey.agkmedia.studio. If you're a digital marketing professional and you have an area or discipline of expertise that you think our audience would like to listen to, you can go there to schedule. All right. So let's go to AppSumo. This is what it looks like when you're at AppSumo and you enter email. It has a lot of them now, as we explained last week. If there's a red bar down here like this one, that means the product is, and it's not the product is sold out, the deal has sold out, because these are generally limited times deals. The one we went with was SendFox. And we liked it because it was really, really easy to use, and because it was one of AppSumo's products. And because it was AppSumo's product, we have another product called TidyCal. I always want to call it TidyCat. TidyCal, and they're integrated. So if somebody signs up for, let's say, to be a guest on our messages and methods, SendFox will send them a series of emails saying, okay, we got your registration. Here's what you need to do. Here's the forms you need to fill out, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very good. The integration is a result of the fact that AppSumo has these, what do they call, they have a name for them, originals. AppSumo originals, one of which is their calendaring app, which we're going to show you next week. And the other is, one of the others is their email app called SendFox. So that was another reason. You can see here, it's a one-time price. It's a lifetime subscription for $49. And most other email apps are monthly or annually subscription based. We replaced our we replaced 2 email apps, one that included landing pages, and I think it was, how much was I paying for GetResponse? Do you know? 15?
I think it was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 3 months, this will have paid for itself because no more subscriptions. We just make a flat fee. They don't bug you. You get off. It includes, they tell you what it includes, and it includes all the updates, how many people you can have on the team, and things like that. And I always look for like unlimited emails and 5 members on the team. So those are things. And with this particular subscription, it gives you that. Now, you can choose to buy a higher end subscription that'll give you more users, right? So it's, if you have 10 people on your team that all send out emails, it's very good if you have like salespeople, like Propose that we saw last week, where they all have their own email package, email set. You can buy more users if you want, but the version we got has 5 users, which is of course plenty for us. All right. And again, you can find that at AppSumo, AppSumo.com. And if it's not, for example, email that you're looking for, we were looking for, like I said, a forms app today. And they gave us a list of forms apps that we can use. And we're probably going to go, I think it's this one. Is that what we decided?
Yep.
And what was great about it, Shelley noticed that it forms and surveys, and it replaces Typeform and Jotform, and that's what we use now. But it's a monthly subscription. So this one I can buy for $99, and I don't have to pay a monthly subscription anymore. So, and it's also integrated with the other products as well. Okay, so let's go to SendFox. Let me see which way I want to go first. Oh, so if you want to join our email list, and this is in the scroll bar below. If you want to be on our email list, go to news.agkmedia.studio, news.agkmedia.studio, and sign up, and you'll get a weekly email from us, or special announcements. I don't know whether any of you noticed, but I did a show on Tuesday morning that was the U.S. Congress, House of Representatives Intelligence Subcommittee, and they were covering UAPs and UFOs. And as usual, they actually have 2 sessions, one that's unclassified and open to the public, and one that is classified and then goes into the SCIF, which we don't get to see. We don't even get to replay. But we did it, and there was a lot of people there. I had like 76, 77 people there, and we talked UFOs and UAPs, and I didn't know there was that much interest. And I was surprised, as I said, 7 o'clock in the morning, that how many people were there visiting with us on that show. So we sent out an email at 3 o'clock the morning before, because that's when I found out about it and decided to schedule it. Okay, let's look at SendFox. You can see across the top, dashboard, emails, automations, lists, contacts. I can't show that to you because it starts listing out my contacts. Smart pages, forms, and a referral campaign. The referral campaign is, I'll show you that later. So the first thing we want to look at are our emails, and it's real easy to create a new email. It's basically text driven with images that you want to add, or text that you want to add. So this was the last week's, and I'll give you just a sense of what it looks like. So I've got a picture right there that I can add. I can add, some information and a link. So I can put a button there with a link that sends you to our calendar, then the email, and then here's our schedule for the week. And you have links to view them. Well, in this case, it's view because that one was already recorded. And so you could go back, and if you clicked on that button, you could go back to the one that we recorded on Tuesday. And then the rest are set a reminder. So you could have gone, if you received this email, you could set a reminder for this show. You could set a reminder for tonight's show with Dan Barbarisi. Shelley's Women Conquer Business tomorrow is going to be interesting because
It's going to be you and me.
yeah. So Jen, Shelley's business partner in Women Conquer Business, is on vacation on the Oregon coast. She's in a yurt. She and her husband are in a yurt, so she's not going to be able to do the show tomorrow. So she invited me to do the show with Shelley, which I thought was really kind of her, considering that I'm a guy and it's called Women Conquer Business, but she knows I know a lot about the topic. So if you want to know more about building your studio, that would be the show that you want to see tomorrow. Okay. And then this is our Saturday night show, News and Views, where we cover defend, probate, Ukraine. And then there's new baby pictures. That's the new baby. That's our newest baby, number 15. That is Ramses Ford Fernandez de Castro. Now, in my opinion, you should sign up for our email just to get baby pictures because, man, we got babies. We got more babies. And then Shelley usually finishes off with links and other things that are informing, in addition to telling them about our show and things like that. These also give our viewers, our email recipients, the opportunity to learn about digital marketing. So that's what our references are in there. Okay, so let me go back here. So that's emails. They're very quick and easy to build. You can, one of the things that you can do is if you got one like you, as a matter of fact, I forgot to change the subject line. I basically cloned it from last week's and then just made changes so I didn't have to rewrite it. You get some data on it, how many were open, how many clicks, the status of whether or not they were sent, how many bounces and unsubscriptions. So we had one unsubscription, and you want to know that because you don't want to be sending emails out that generate 20 or 30 unsubscribes each time you do this. And the people that we do, we don't have a big email list. The people that we do are pretty consistently, they open the email. We have a bit, as you can see, as I have 54%, and they click on things to find out what's going on. So we're very happy with that. Automations are slightly different. So this is an automation that Shelley set up so that if you sign up for our email list, what happens is there are automatically 3 emails sent to you, separated by, I think, a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you sign up with our email, there's one that welcomes you. There's one that says, here, you might want to see this. And there's a third one that says, you want to, so the second one is delayed 24 hours. And then the third one is delayed another 24 hours. So you can build those, quote, they call them automations, in order to make sure that if you have some way to engage an individual, whether it's they sign up for your newsletter or they sign up. Shelley has a lot of free downloads that are very useful. So if you set up for your, if you want to sign up for one of our ebooks, for example, what will happen is once you sign up, you'll immediately get an email with the ebook as an attachment so you can download it. And then you'll get 24 hours later, you'll get one that says thanks and what are you learning? And the next one will be 24 hours after that. So these automations fit with almost anything that you want to do in terms of email marketing. And again, SendFox, and I've used these email apps since the early 2000s. And this one is absolutely the easiest one that I've ever had to use. I mean, it is really all the things, everything that you want to build is really easy to use. You do have your contacts, your lists in lists, you can separate your lists by, here's our AGK Media Studio primary. There's one of a guest list, meaning there's a list associated with the people who want to be a guest on our show. And there's landing page signups. So these are signups. These are people that say, I want to be part of your email list. Smart pages are basically landing pages that you build. I'm not sure why they didn't call them kind of the industry standard for these things. It's called landing pages. And you can see here's our studio newsletter. And I have to save it in order for you to see it. So I can go down here, and that's our landing page. And that took, I'm going to guess, 5 minutes to build, if that. And it had the pictures. It has a big stock image file. So we just borrowed a picture from that, put our logo in it. This is built in uppercase and first name, last name, email. And so once you've done that, then you can attach that to an automation list so that when they do sign up, you can send them an email almost instantly and say, thank you for signing up. And here's freebie, et cetera, et cetera. Or as Shelley has also done, you can set up one for, let me go back here, one little thing. You can set one, the workbook and guide, right? So this is the Livecast Live workbook and guide. And the reason we have to do this is because in our book, Livecast Life, we said to people, we have a workbook associated with this. So if you want to be able to get that workbook, you go to this address. We have an address set up. It goes to this email and it says, here's the Livecast Life book. Sign up because that's what triggers everything. And then you immediately get an email with the attachment. So you don't have to do another download. You don't have to do anything else. It's there for you. And it's very convenient because we'd like to be able to get this, of course, to all the people that buy our book. It's literally on the first page of the book, in addition to the YouTube list of videos. Playlist of videos that match the book. So this is an important tool for a variety of reasons, not just sending out an email. It's, as Shelley said in the presentation, it's for building relationships. And you want to be able to continue to do that without having to hire an expert or without having to put a lot of effort into it. So now let's go back to that conversation I had with my lawnmower maintenance guy. He puts on his clipboard, and it says coupon and discount list, ask for first name, last name, email. You don't even have to have the last name. And he puts that into his list. And the first thing it does is it sends an email saying you signed up for our coupons and discount. This is to confirm that you signed up, and they have to click a button saying that it is, so it doesn't go into the spam mailbox. And then once a week, he's going to send them coupons and discounts that they can use to get their lawnmower service. So, and maybe unlike me, they'll do it over the winter as opposed to waiting for spring for it to happen. Okay, I think that's everything. I'll go back to here, and you're going to want to, if you do email in AppSumo, you'll see all the options, and there are some other options. We spent not quite an afternoon, a couple of hours looking through all the options, because when you go to AppSumo and you go through this, they provide some basic information, and then they usually have a video explanation of it, and then they have some descriptions, and then they have Q&A. So each of these products has a lot of information with the product that enables you to make a credible decision about where you want to go from there.
AppSumo also has like a membership that you can join, and some of these programs that are their originals you get for free when you join their membership program, which is a yearly fee, and they give you discounts on a lot of
$99 a year,
yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Shelley's other partner, Jen, has one of those.
It's a good deal.
Okay.
Another good deal. If you want to get a $10 discount and you've never used AppSumo before, and you're new to AppSumo, and you use this code, fbuy.me/v/tyunis_2, which will also be in the description box because it's kind of a funky one, then you can get a $10 discount on your first purchase.
It's a pretty good deal. Discount and coupons. That's right, what we do.
Discount and coupon list. And as you may know, and as you keep hearing, we have published a book on Amazon called The Content Creator Lifestyle. Part of that lifestyle is building relationships through email marketing. So there is a chapter in here about email marketing. It is called Engage and Grow Your Audience with Email Marketing. So we wanted to talk more about that today to give you some updates on the app that we use for that. And you can get the book at book.livecast.life.
I ordered some more for us
Mm-hmm.
because I knew we were running out.
Sign up for our email list and you will get weekly personalized updates, helpful information and links for shows, behind the scenes photos and baby pictures, free offers for training and books, and digital marketing news and insights. news.agkmedia.studio. That's all we have for our presentation today. So we thank you for being here, paying very close attention to learning about all kinds of email marketing tips and tools. And we will be back at 7 o'clock with our next show. And then we'll be back again tomorrow for Women Conquer Business. Me and Toby are going to talk about how to set up a home studio, which is good because we're going to be doing that for my mom so that I can go ahead and visit with her and live in her house for a couple of months while I help her with her rehabilitation. And then I'll have a computer so I can continue to do our shows.
Which will be a lot of fun.
And then they'll have it when I leave so that they can do video conferencing.
How fortunate is she to have a daughter who can set this up for her in her house?
I know.
Huh?
That's right.
Not many of those around. Not many of those around. All right, guys, thanks for joining us tonight, or this afternoon, rather. We will see you again at 7 o'clock, same channel, different name, News and Views. And we will spend an hour or a little bit more talking to our good friend, Dan Barbarisi. If you have any questions for him, put them in the chat room. Try to make them interesting, and open. And Dan's a real good guy. He did send us a PDF version of the new book. And what I can tell you, having read the book and having seen the PDF version, that the focus is on the epilogue. But it's funny because he wrote an epilogue that I think is an indication that he's just going to keep writing epilogues for the rest of this because he's covered the period since Fenn's passing. And has pretty much told the story as we may all know it. But again, things are in constant flux in this thing, and it still moves forward. The point he makes at the beginning of the epilogue is, I thought when you find a treasure, it was over. In the case of the Fenn treasure hunt, it doesn't look like it has an ending. So, and I tend to agree with him. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. All right. Oops. Let me check and make sure I got a comment here that I don't have to cover. There
Sharks.
are lots of fish. People, what is that? I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Brian Gates?
I think it means there's lots of shows, but they come for the drama.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we try not to do a lot of drama, but Dan is our friend, and we look forward to talking to him again. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. Let's pop out of here. Last words?
We'll see you on the next show.
See you on the next show. We'll see you at 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Thank you for joining Messages and Methods Livecast Live 2.0, hosted by Shelley, Carney, and Toby Younis. Please subscribe and leave a comment or question, and we'll consider your ideas for future shows. Share this podcast with your family and friends so they can learn about current digital marketing practices too. Check the show notes for links and resources, and please come back again next week.